Thank you for tuning in to Gloves Off Seattle. Your hosts, Patti and Meagan, will be talking about all things Seattle women's hockey. A huge Pacific Northwest welcome to the PWHL. Gloves Off Seattle! Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of Gloves Off Seattle.
Gloves Off Seattle.
Gloves Off Seattle.
Yay!
Yes! Jason in the background.
I don't know if anybody heard that, but Jason called out in the background. So here's the deal, guys. We are live. We are live streaming at the, oh gosh, how do you say it? Cairde. The Cairde Public House. Thank you. Yeah, our producer Jason is going to help out at the Cairde Public House here in Seattle. So if it's a little chaotic, that's what's going on. I feel like Patty's like totally out of frame. I'm going to fix that.
Why does it? Oh, because your arm is white. That's why it goes lighter when you're in there.
when I'm in there. Okay, so we are totally doing this on the fly. You were so funny. You cannot fix it. Just deal with it. Okay. So we just decided we were going to do a live. So we have now gotten our 5th round draft pick. I've done no reconnaissance, so I don't know at this point. So we actually might have a live reaction to our 6th round. No, stop. That's not going to work. Patty's trying to fix the lighting and it's not working. So we will have a live reaction maybe to our 6th round draft pick if we get around to that. The draft is going very slow, guys. We've been here since 2 p.m. 2 p.m.
And it's now, well, you
I
know,
got
because
here
we're live
at
at
exactly
6:30.
2 p.m.
Yes, and it's
the draft started, and it was all very exciting.
talking to the microphone.
It was all very exciting.
Yeah, because it's very directional. So yes, it is all very exciting. But it has been going on for 4.5 hours now. That is where we're sitting right now. And so,
are we in the last round yet? No, we are not.
No,
we're still in the 5th round.
We're in round 5, and we're to the expansion teams of round 5, which means, and it's funny because I'm looking across the table, and we've got Ava and Kyle, their live stream pulled up over there too. So anyway, I just think it's great. So I think we just wanted to do an episode to talk through the draft. Obviously, we found out that we had 3 re-signed players. We just found that.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that.
Yeah,
yet. That was yesterday, right?
Yeah, so Teralova, Brownie, and Chef Saul all re-signed, so to 2-year contract. So how are we feeling about that, Brian?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I felt great about that.
Okay.
I think it was definitely a vindication somewhat of the Jesse Eldridge trade, the idea of, bringing in Schaffzal and introducing her to the crew and getting her acclimatized to Seattle, seeing if she was a good fit for the team. And I think that paid dividends in terms of getting her to sign. I was a little bit worried she might go back to Boston. She still has close social ties with her former teammates. But I think the opportunity to play with Alex Carpenter potentially on the top line of the Seattle Torrent.
Yeah.
Given the success that the two of them had together at the end of last season, that must have just been, trumped. She can always go visit her friends in Boston over the summer, right?
Yeah. Well, and they can play. I mean, obviously
they'll be coming. She'll be going there.
That's right. And so I think that was a little worry of all of ours because it seemed like she scooted out of town really quick after the season was over. But glad to see her back.
Absolutely.
Obviously, totally excited to have Brownie back. That was actually my number one excitement. I mean, she wants to be here. We love the fact that she's here, and so just excited to have her back. And then, Teralova, I've heard a few people call for captain.
Well, I don't know about captain, but assistant. I'm definitely
captain?
Yes. A captain. Yes,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
maybe,
On the
perhaps
captain
not
line.
the captain. Maybe that's Alex Carpenter, but definitely an A. I mean, she leads in so many interesting ways, both socially and by setting the tone on the ice. She's just full effort all the time. Very physical player. I guess punishing. I mean, she got punished for that hit on Sarah Fillier early in last season.
Yeah.
I think that was unintentional. I don't think she really is a player that's looking to get out there and hurt other players, but she definitely will stand up to anyone and is willing to throw hits. And if that's what we're looking for, then increase her leadership role even more.
Yeah.
Definitely. I was just going to say that I'm not sure it's punishing if you give an in-person apology.
Yes.
If you deliver.
Yeah.
But still, not afraid to back down, and I like that.
Yeah, for sure. So then the other big news, obviously, other than these 3 re-signings that we had yesterday, is the draft today. So we are not through it yet, guys. We are still, 4.5 hours in, and we still have one more pick. But we know our first five rounds, and we're going to talk through those. And then if we get to the 6th round before we end, we do. And if we don't, we don't. We'll talk about it some other time. So the first thing that we want to do is our friend Jason, thank you, Jason, Pump Jr. or
Jason.
he's we will definitely tag him on all this. Set up a watch party for us here at the Cairde Public House, which has been actually amazing. The space is amazing. They totally set aside a whole space for us, and it's been great. So big shout out to them and big thank you to them for doing that for us. But just basically we've been here, doing all the things. Like I said, Ava's live stream is set up. We were watching the media availability for the players for the after they got off the stage. And, obviously all of us waited with bated breath for that first round pick to be announced. And so we captured it live. I will say we captured it live. So if you want to know how Patti and I felt immediately after the announcing of Abby Murphy being our new, our new forward to our team, second overall, first round draft pick for the Seattle Torrent. You can go watch our live on social media. You can find out how we reacted. Brian, tell us how you reacted.
Well, I was pretty negative on it, mostly because I was worried about the downstream impacts of the selection in the draft. I think that it's really important to have a very strong top pairing in this league. And with Kayla Barnes leaving, there's a big hole at top line right D. Now, you could move Aneta Teralova over there. She does play on the right side sometimes, but I think I was worried by passing up on such a elite right defender like Layla Edwards that we would be struggling to find one in the second round compared to taking Layla Edwards, that there would be more forwards available to fill that right wing slot in the second round and onward.
Right.
I think we got out of this just by the skin of our teeth. There was kind of a run on defenders at the end of the first round that really spooked me. When Murphy was picked initially, I was quite crestfallen because I thought there's no way we're going to get. There were 2 right defenders that I was interested in.
Okay.
One was Swiderski and one was Morrow, who we ended up getting. I think Swiderski is.
Spoiler alert, guys! That's our second round draft pick. Is Sydney Morrow. We'll talk about her. Morrow. I say it differently than Brian. I just want to put that out.
Anyway, I was and then after that, no one that was I think really first pairing potential in the short term without a lot of development. And let's just say that run on defenders at the end of the first round really spooked me. But we got one of the 2 that I thought could do the job, and I think we're going to be okay. And avoided that major hole in the lineup that I was mostly concerned about.
So does that make the Abby Murphy pick better? Sorry, I interrupted. I know you were about ready to say something.
I think certainly having Aneta Teralova on the right, potentially being able to play on the right side, she did a bit last season, and also drafting one of those 2 good fit right defenders makes up for not drafting an Edwards. And of course, Murphy is, I think, by far the top offensive producer possible at that right wing position, vacated by Hillary Knight. So I think we kind of got through it. It's, I think I said at the start of the draft when you're asked, what way we should go. And I still believe this. I still think taking Edwards would have been my preference. That, Boston looked at losing the offense of Hillary Knight and Hannah Bilka, and they decided to not reach for offense, right? At the start of the draft, and they drafted Haley Wynn, who is now the Rookie of the Year. Right. And they built a great team around that defensive, that their goaltending and defense. And they found a way to get offense as the season went on, including an excellent trade for Jesse Eldridge, right? You could see maybe a similar path forward for the Torrent. But I think this works too. I think I'm not unhappy. I think we dodged a bullet by not having the defenders that of the caliber we needed to replace Kayla Barnes not all vanish. We dodged a bullet, and then we were on schedule for the rest of the draft. And overall, I'm relatively happy with how it turned out. But I was worried there at the end of the first round for sure.
Yeah, I don't think you were alone in being perplexed that we didn't take Layla Edwards.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put that out there. And I just, for one, want to say, welcome, Abby Murphy. We, as a team, will get behind you and are ready to cheer you on. I'm excited to see how she fits the team, where she's going to go. I obviously don't have the wraparound that Brian has, but I'm ready to welcome Abby and cheer her on as a Torrent.
Well, and I think that she is an exciting player. I think that's, there's been a lot of commentary online. You can go look at it. We're not going to, this is not that kind of a podcast, but I think the commentary online is about her off ice, persona. And I just want to say for her on ice persona, I think that Torrent fans actually probably will be really excited to see her play because she is an exciting player, and she's a playmaker and she's a shot maker, and that's something we need.
Yeah.
And everyone had her slotted to be second, so we just followed suit, really.
And Alicia from Crank Up the Volume, Alicia Crank from Crank Up the Volume, she's at the draft and doing some really excellent coverage. She was asking for questions, and I passed one along that she asked Abby Murphy about the penalty minutes, which I think, there's the off ice, I guess, cultural fit concerns. I think that there's enough players to know that she'll, fit in with the team on a personal level. But, one concern of mine was the penalty minutes that she was taking. She was just racking up, I think it was 118 penalty minutes, and the NCAA season is not super long either, right? Alicia passed along a question for me, asking her about, whether she could dial that back for a coach. If a coach asked her to dial it back. And I was, you expect her to say yes, of course, what she can say. No, I'm not going to listen. No, I'm not going to listen.
I'm not going to listen to the coach. I'm going to do my own thing.
Yeah. So that's not surprising. But she also, mentioned that she thought she was trying to get a handle on it even last year, later in the season. She was like, and she seemed very self-aware and reflective on it, that it was something that she needed to address. And I hope that self-awareness continues on to the Torrent, especially in this league with the no escape rule.
Right.
It's
well, and you mentioned that before, and I was like, okay, expound on that. So expound on that. What do you mean by that?
Well, in the PWHL, there's the no escape rule, which means that when you take a penalty, the players that were on the ice for that penalty have to stay on for the start of the penalty kill. So if you're taking penalties, it's obviously that's bad in and of itself, but it can be even worse if you're caught out there with, they can bring their best players out, right? And you might be stuck with, some of your depth players, and you can really put your team into a pretty bad situation by taking penalties at the wrong time and not being disciplined in this league. The other thing is, there's hitting in this league, learning to do that properly and not getting suspended doing that, right? Abby Murphy is great, but if, she wasn't suspended in college, I looked into that.
Right.
But if she's not in the lineup because she's suspended, that's bad. And of course, hurting another player is just bad innately, right?
We always hope that doesn't happen. It's not the case, but
so her being reflective about her need to be, disciplined while still being physical. I liked her answer.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I think, I don't know, we could probably talk about Abby Murphy for an hour.
We're gonna have lots of time to talk about.
That long of a podcast.
Yes, we'll have lots of time to talk about Abby Murphy too. So let's move on and talk about our second round draft pick, which is Sydney Morrow. I'm going to say
Sydney Morrow.
I want to say Mara, but
Sid.
Sid is what she wants. She said she would go by. So she said, that was cute. Alicia did ask what their nicknames were so that we could get started on their nicknames. So so I think that she is the defender that we are looking for, the defender we've been hoping for to maybe fulfill Kayla Barnes's shoes. I think she's a little bit of a larger on ice presence than Kayla.
Yeah.
Yes. But
well, I mean that's a literal.
I think I'm talking about how short Kayla is. We love you. We love our short queen. Kayla will always love you, Kayla. But Sid is a little bit taller than she is. And so, so one of the things that they did say about her as she was walking up stage is she has a very physical presence. And so she has an interestingly enough, in the after interview, she did mention that she and Abby Murphy had room together because they were both, they both ended their college careers at Minnesota. And so they do know each other, obviously, but that she also knows Dax, Danielle Serdachny, because they played together at Colgate. So
yeah, very cool. I like this fit. I would have preferred Sarah Swiderski, who is a even larger defender with excellent skating ability, but was taken earlier in the in the first round and kind of spooked me a little bit. This is the next best fit, I think, especially being able to, in the NHL, they tend to run the power plays, or at least their first unit power play, with one defender and four forwards. In the PWHL, it's a little bit more common to run your two defenders and your three forwards. So having her and Wilgren back there, I know that I was following along with Ava's live stream and with Kyle Cushman, and Kyle was talking about her ability to step in and be a power play on the quarterback, much like Kayla Barnes was for the team last season. And I think also with her connection being a teammate to Abby Murphy, and Murphy's obviously going to be on that first power play as well, that, we talk about chemistry and needing to hit the ground running. I think I think having that connection on the power play right away can be very effective in, generating some offense from the defense. And I'm happy to see it. I'm glad it worked out. I still feel
Brian was very forlorn. I will tell you that. Like, I was a couple times I had to check, and I'm like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess Meg Turner is built out of sterner stuff than I am. Like.
Well, and I think that's an interesting conversation as well, because I think that Abby Murphy was not obviously the fan pick. Like, was not the fan pick for Seattle. But the interesting thing is like, do we respect her because she's doing what she feels like is right for the team and not necessarily what's popular? Or are we concerned about that? I don't know. Like, that's TBD. But I think that, that's another interesting thing to say. So did you have anything to say about Sid before we?
She makes her own.
No, that's Jarvis.
Sorry, Jarvis. Sorry.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
I am totally
We're getting ahead of ourselves. My concern about it was more like Abby Murphy and Layla Edwards are both amazing elite players. I think in the long term, Edwards would have. I think her ceiling might even be higher because she hasn't played defense. I think there's room for her to grow as a defender.
And that's something that I've mentioned to people when they're like, why didn't we choose Layla Edwards? I'm like, Layla Edwards hasn't played a full season as a defender yet. Yeah. Like, she hasn't. And I'm not saying that she's not excellent. And I think you're right. Yeah. I think the ceiling may be higher for her. But the reality is guess what? We can trade for her or sign her later on when she's awesome. Not that she's not awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and I was just, it was the risk level of being able to fill that top pairing right defense, and the jury's still out on that. Yeah. Sydney Morrow may or may not work out there. I think, having Taralova really does provide a little bit of a safety net because she can't play the right side, and potentially up on the top pairing. That's maybe not ideally where you want her, but you can see what you've got there.
Well, and I will say this too, is that might make it make a lot more sense. But babe, you were going to say something. Go.
I just like it that she's seen a lot of people. She's been in 3 different colleges: Ohio State, then Colgate, and then finally, University of Minnesota. Mm-hmm. So a lot of different perspectives and a lot of different
coaching staffs,
ways to fit in. So I like that rounded.
Yeah. So I think, as far as all that is concerned, I think that it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out for sure, and how the team meshes and how the team gels, which I feel like is the same thing we were saying at the draft last year. But
Absolutely.
I remember what I was going to say. Is that maybe the reason why we got those re-signs, because we were talking about that earlier today or yesterday, is it like, why did we not get any re-signs? Like, why did we not get any re-signs?
And then boom, boom,
and then
boom.
we got the 3. And then maybe the reason why we got the 3 was kind of Meg Turner saying like, look, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? Because look, I know I have these 3 already re-signed. And so we can make the moves we're going to make because we already have this core of players that we're re-signing. So
yeah, the Terralova is like, I think without the Terralova re-signing, I would feel even worse about not taking Edwards at right defense, but it does, mitigate some of the risk. Do you want to talk about the third pick?
Yes, we're going to talk about the third pick. Emerson. Her first name is Emerson, and I'm trying. I'm trying not to say Emerence because we have an Emerson Jarvis, and she goes by M or Emmer or Jarv or Jarvie. She said we could call her anything we wanted to, which I'm just like, you're awesome. You already fit in. We love you. So go ahead, babe.
Makes her own jewelry.
Yes, she does.
Made all the jewelry that she wore tonight, which is really pretty cool.
Described herself as crafty. That's the way in the post, she was just describing herself as crafty, and that's something that she does off the ice, and that she's like excited to be in the community and with the fans and that sort of thing. So really
the loss of Mariah Keppel,
I know I was just thinking that. I was thinking she's our new Keppel.
She's something like that. I mean, not with the clothing, but with the jewelry.
Yes,
maybe they need to get together and
absolutely collab. Okay, Mariah, you and Jarvis need to do a collab. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think that she's really interesting. Again, something that Kyle was pointing out on Ava's live stream was that she really spiked in her offensive production in her last season. And this is something that I'm like always key on. It's like sometimes when a player spikes in their offensive production, it's because their shooting percentage is unsustainable. Like they just get a run of luck and they're putting a bunch of goals. Kyle's profile on her is very good in pointing out that she had very standard shooting percentage for a forward at 11%. Pretty normal for a forward, and she just started all of a sudden generating lots of chances, and that's a good indication that even though it's like a recent spike in production, that it may be sustainable.
Yeah.
And then of course, they showed her highlight package on the draft broadcast, and she just has a ton of speed. It reminded me, for some reason, she reminded me a little bit of Schaffsal.
Oh.
Just with that speed and
and Schaffsal is all over the ice, guys. Like I love watching her. I mean, I'm so excited she's coming back. She is great. So
well, but with Jarvis, I think it's a pretty good bet. With Murphy being drafted, we have a pretty solid top 6 forward group, so she can come in on that third line maybe. We'll see where she fits, but maybe even on the third line and really see if she can just continue that offensive upswing she had in her last year of college. I think it's a good bet. I was very curious at that point in the draft if we would kind of go to bolster the defense or go to bolster the offensive depth. I think, again, with those, the signing of Brownie and Terralova earlier in the day, that really kind of created some ballast in our defense. And
again, I just think this is Meg Turner making moves that she's like, okay, well, I'll let the fans know this is what's happening, so they're not going to freak out when we draft who we draft.
Because she doesn't normally show her hand that. So thank you, Meg, for showing a little bit of your hand there, because it definitely eased us into it, which was good. Thank you.
But I'm excited about Emerson and Jarvis because also I am a fellow Albertan. I'm from just like Daniel Serdachny.
Yes.
You have come from Alberta to the Pacific Northwest to Seattle, and welcome to the Pacific Northwest, Emerson Jarvis.
Yeah, all these players, really, honestly, guys, we're very excited to welcome them here, and hope this feels like home to them, and hope that they feel comfortable here. So, okay, so moving on to our 4th round draft pick is Grace Elliott, and I think that this one is very, very interesting for lots of reasons. First of all, Terra Twins, eat your hearts out.
She's ours.
She's ours now. But she comes from the University of British Columbia, which was, as far as I could tell, and somebody, I'm sure Brian will correct me if I'm wrong. He's right here, but he might. It's the first non-NCAA draft pick that we saw.
Well, no, there were some out of SDHL.
Oh,
right?
okay, okay.
But
So yes.
but certainly
I'm
the
sorry.
first
North
U Sports,
American.
like
Yeah, U Sports.
yeah,
U
the
Sports.
first Canadian university player. Now, like in the last draft, I think it took until like the 6th round for the Golden Knights to draft someone out of U Sports.
Yeah.
Definitely not as advanced, as high a level of play as the NCAA.
Right.
But a very interesting player.
Absolutely. And the interesting thing is she's from just south of Vancouver, so she's from the area. So much like Jenna Buglioni, like, obviously her family's going to be able to come see her play here.
Or Mara Wagner.
And Mara Wagner. Yeah, well, Mara Wagner's probably here. I mean, like, that's different. But
She knows what to expect in the winter.
Yes, yeah, knows how to deal with our weather for sure. So,
Yes.
but yeah, and she's what?
6'2".
6'2".
6'2".
The tallest player in the league. It was interesting going into the draft, people talking about Layla Edwards, and one of the things is like she will enter into the league as the tallest player to ever play in the league. Well, no, Grace Elliott.
Okay, cha-ching, check. Seattle's
Apparently
got the tallest player.
Has an inch on
Layla Edwards. Oh, so Layla Edwards.
We did get a little bit of a scouting report on Grace Elliott from our Primary Tenant Pod friends.
Yes, hats off to Primary Tenant. We'll give you a little salute.
So the word on her is, okay, well, one thing is that she's tall, obviously. But also she has like a lot of good finishing skill around the net.
Okay.
That's something on Kyle's profile also. She has good hands around the net. Now we'll see, going up against U Sports defenders who are probably a little bit smaller and less tough than PWHL defenders. Yeah. We'll see if her hands stick with her. The one thing they said is that she could use some work on her skating.
Okay.
But skating is something that can be improved even at this level, even at this age of development.
I mean, people tell me I'm 45 and they tell me I can learn how to skate. So
Well, I think taking it to another level.
Oh, you mean I can't play in the PWHL?
No. Actually, no.
Everybody plays PWHL.
According to Patti.
But Grace Elliott could improve on that. She has a high ceiling, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't teach 6'2",
yes,
right? But you can teach improved.
That's what
skating.
Brian said. You can't teach 6'2".
You can't teach tall.
You can't teach that.
But you can teach skating. And the other thing is that I think is difficult to teach is hands.
Yeah.
I think hands is difficult to teach. But hands, I mean like skill around the net with the stick handling. And it sounds like she does have that. I think that's harder to teach. The one thing that she's missing is something that's potentially teachable. So let's see how she develops. And also as a forward, the lack of skating ability is a little bit easier to hide than it is for defenders. I'm very wary about like big defenders that can't skate. That gives me pause a lot more than forwards who are in the same category. In this league, again, with the no escape, I'm a little bit worried, if she's out there and a penalty is called on one of her teammates and she's stuck out there on the PK, you really need to be able to skate effectively on the PK.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit worried about that, but that is sort of an edge case, and I'm mostly just really looking forward to her being awesome and then rubbing it into our
Nana boo boo, stick your head in doo doo, Terra Twins, we got her.
Yeah, she's all right.
Wow.
No, all the love.
No, we'll take care of her.
We will absolutely. And you are welcome anytime you want. We will happily let you sit in our 2 extra seats. We'll enjoy. You are welcome to come and watch her play here in Seattle.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And then the 5th round draft pick, and actually it's funny because the Charger on the clock right now are getting ready. The pick is in. So we're actually getting close to our 6th round draft. We might actually get that live. So the 5th round draft pick is Gracie Gilkison. And I don't know anything about her.
No,
so
I really don't know anything.
Okay, well, awesome.
Well, no, I do know something.
Wait, Pat, what did Patty's got?
She went to Yale.
Oh, yeah. She went to Yale.
Canadian who went to Yale.
Yeah.
And
she's a defender.
She is a defender.
Yes, more defense.
Yes. And I don't know why, but she was picked number 50. And to me, that just, there's something about the 50th pick that made me think she's lucky.
I was a little bit surprised. She is a left shot defender. We are in the shadow of the leftatorium. I was, at this level in the draft, it's hard for us unless we we're really actually scouting the players,
which we are not. We are not
to form a
We
super,
are not. No.
a super informed opinion. Kyle on Ava's live stream even was talking about how at this draft level, it's definitely the margins are very thin.
Yes.
Your choice can be based on, personality or culture fit or just some little spark that you see, or even just like a hunch,
right.
Especially with defenders where the production doesn't and ability doesn't necessarily show up on the stat sheet. I was a little bit surprised to go with a lefty here instead of a righty, because again, we are kind of building a defense with a lot of lefties. And that has its own issues, but I'm very interested in seeing how she does here.
Yeah.
And
she's from Calgary too, by the way. I just looked her up. So.
Oh wow. Okay,
yeah.
So more Albertans. We got a little bit of
we
got a little bit of an Alberta contingent building here.
Alberta contingent.
You got Serdachny.
That could have played a role.
We've got Jarvis, and now we've got Gilkison. We'll get it right. We got Delianitas right.
Yeah.
We're gonna get Gilkison right.
Yes.
And just thank you to all the other Torrent players for automatically following these people, so I can find them very easily on social media. I just want to put that out there because
thank you so much.
I can very much easily tell who the right account is because they're followed by like all of our Torrent players. So thank you. I really appreciate it.
Good job. Where's
Yeah.
my thumb? Can you see?
Thumbs up.
Oh wow!
Wow,
How
that looks like
close?
it came out
How
of
close
nowhere.
are we to?
So we are
We're
two picks away. Yeah, well, or one pick away, really, because I mean we've got. Oh no, 2 picks away. We are 2 picks away. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
we have
'Cause
Vancouver next.
No, Montreal. Or is that Montreal?
Yeah, Montreal.
This is
Oh,
Montreal.
no, just kidding. It is Montreal's pick.
Yeah. So next is Vancouver, and then it's us.
So we have so we're 1 pick away.
You
so
can be here with us live while we figure out. Do you want to talk a little bit about?
I was like, what can we talk about in the next 3 minutes?
Well, how about this wonderful draft watch party?
No, it's been great. I mean, we talked about like, okay, the draft parties all around the city. Rough and Tumble had one, or both Rough and Tumble locations had
32
one.
had one.
32 had one. And, we're talking to people that are in all the locations, which is great. But I'm honestly like, this was really nice because it was enough people to like have conversations, but also not too many people that it didn't feel like I had to be, like in the middle of a conversation the whole time. I could really watch the draft too, which was really awesome. So
and a great venue. We were welcomed with both arms. Open arms.
Yes.
And
Cairde has
good
been
food.
the food is delicious too. I had the bangers mash, chef's kiss. I'm giving a thumbs up to that.
Oh my gosh. And I had the beet salad, golden beets and red beets and goat cheese. It was so good.
You would think that you think that they were like, sponsoring this.
I know they're not sponsoring this.
No, it's just good.
No. It is good stuff, and we really appreciate it. So
okay, Vancouver
is on the clock right now, and we're just waiting for them to get a move on.
Right now we're is this vamping, Megan?
Is it vamping? We are vamping. We're a little bit vamping. I mean, I can talk about nothing. I can talk about the color of the walls. I can talk about all the cool.
I can talk a little bit. What we're looking for in this next pick now, that is actually great. Please tell us, because we've gotten a couple defenders. We have not gotten a goalie. Yeah.
So that's something to talk about.
So I think re-signing Siege would be something that I would really like, but CJ may have opportunities elsewhere.
Yeah.
I do think that Hannah Murphy is still a younger goaltender. Obviously, they're putting a lot of trust in her. She won. She was on the all-rookie team.
Yeah, the all-rookie team. Yay, Hannah Murphy.
Yeah, representing Seattle at the PWHL Awards. But I do think getting a good, solid backup. They can't play every single game, these goalies.
Right.
And I do think that the draft would be a good place to do that because, now we have a little bit of experience in the league with CJ, and we have a little bit of experience in the league with Hannah Murphy. Maybe drafting a goaltender here in the 6th round would make sense.
Yeah.
There are so many roster spots still left to fill, though.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask too, like, are there goalies left to? Because I know that there. I've seen
there were 40 goalies available.
So. Oh, there are 40 goalies available. Holy cow!
Yeah.
I had no idea there were that many goalies available.
That's a lot of goalies.
That is a lot of goalies.
Not good.
Yeah.
I know I'm the only one that can see. I can see behind them that the draft going on, but a goalie was just chosen like 2 picks ago.
Okay.
There was a little bit of a run on goalies I think.
Yeah, there was. I think
fourth
like
and the fifth round.
yeah, like one of the later rounds. Yeah.
There were a few that kind of went pretty quick.
Well, that
But-
was something last year. We were surprised that
we were shocked.
Deanna
We
Murphy
took a
got so
that we
came so
got
high.
second round draft pick that
Yeah.
we took a goalie. So
There are some free agent options that the Toronto could go with. Like, I don't know. I think Sandra Absreiter might be looking. Well, I don't know. Maybe Seattle might be a good fit for her. She was Debbie Ann's backup in Montreal. She's a free agent. Of course, it looks like the New York Sirens are probably going to be looking for a free agent goaltender. So,
okay, there have been seven. Oh,
seven
thank you,
goalies
Jason.
have been
Yeah.
drafted so far. Wow.
We need a producer.
Producer Jason telling us
Seven goalies. Yeah, seven goalies. That's
We
None
might
of them
round that
to
out
Toronto.
to 8.
yeah, none of them to
Right.
Torrent. Yeah, and so we're in the so this is the first. There was a defender that just got chosen, Ashley
By
Messier
Vancouver.
by Vancouver. So we're on the clock right now, guys. So we will know within the next 3 minutes or
And
less.
I think that's a great place to end.
We'll be
our
once
last
we
pick.
find out who the pick is.
I totally agree. We'll do
Watch
some
with
quick
us.
Googling.
Well,
The other thing that the Toronto could do here is, there are a lot of depth forwards that could be going with. I think maybe if that many, because we kind of missed out on the last part of the draft as we were setting up the podcast and talking to you fine folks. So with that many goaltenders gone, it might make sense to maybe look at free agency instead and draft a depth forward. And we'll see what Meg Turner is.
what she's cooking up.
Yeah.
What she's cooking up.
What do you think about Brownie coming back? We talked about.
I'm so excited about Brownie. I mean, Brownie is one of my favorite. She was the first player that we ever had on the podcast, and I just, fell in love with her like immediately. She loves Seattle, though, guys. Like, this is the reality. Like, she loves being here. So I'm so happy that we re-signed her for lots of reasons. Number one, I think she is like I think she's one of the backbones of our team from just like a team mom perspective. Like, I know she's not their mom, but you know what I mean? Like, I think she just
Calming presence.
well, when we looked at the three, the captain and the two alternate captains, I just really thought that they each rounded each other out well, and that she really was the touchy-feely, huggy, of them, and that's what they needed. That's
Okay,
what
our
they
pick
needed.
is in.
Pick is in, guys. Pick is in. Oh, and it's Bumstead.
Yes,
Nice. Our new coach.
is
Our
up
new
there.
coach is giving the pick, so
We did turn off the sound, so
we're gonna read the closed captionings. It's
yes.
right behind us. Okay.
Drum roll.
60-second pick. And they said it, but it
They
did
said
not
it.
come up. Gabriella
Wow.
From
You're
Italy.
right.
Gabriella Durante.
Goalie.
Goalie from
Real Torino from the Italian League.
Italian League. That's
Holy
okay.
moly.
Okay. So tell us, what do we know?
This
She's
is
Canadian and Italian. She's actually
More
from
Albertans.
from Calgary. Yeah, from
More
Calgary.
Albertans.
It's amazing. Yeah. So goaltender, which is what we thought. We thought that was a good possibility for what was coming. So what do we know about her, babe?
Well,
Wow. Whoa.
standout player for the Italian women's national hockey team
Yeah.
during the Winter Olympics. So that's really good.
Yes. Now, Italy, Team Italy was very interesting in the Olympics. It was sort of like not general managed, but definitely assisted by Danielle Sauvageau, the genius GM of Montreal Victoire.
Right.
And she really put a very interesting team together that definitely outperformed a lot of expectations. They got the free entry into the Olympics as the host nation.
Yeah.
And normally the host nation kind of gets rolled over in this tournament, but Italy really, so they impressed a lot of people.
I was rooting for them.
Yeah.
honestly.
I'm just laughing because we can see Meg Turner kind of sitting back and look like she's getting a little comfortable. Like it's been a long night. It's been a long night.
So we're gonna have to dig into this pick a little bit more, but this is very interesting. And like I said, a goaltender, definitely it was. There's room for a goaltender here.
Yeah, for sure.
And definitely smart. She has an undergrad in biomechanics and a master's in kinesiology.
Oh,
So she's
these
a smart
women are
goalie,
so
I'm telling you.
we'll dig in. And guess what? Just so everyone knows, as we kind of wrap this up tonight, we will dig in more to all of these as we move through the summer. We'll probably do what we did last year, which was we did an episode really on each one of these draft picks, just to kind of really dig in and see who they were and where they came from. So, no worries. This is not the in-depth coverage that, you've come to love and respect from Gloves Off Seattle. I'm just kidding. But,
and if we've made any mistakes, they can all be corrected.
It can all be corrected. Absolutely. So anything else, final thoughts as we get ready to sign off?
No, I was literally depressed in that first round.
I know. I saw it all over his face.
And Sydney Morrow took just snatched me out. I think the draft. Last year's draft, I was definitely, I think, more negative than I am about this one.
Okay.
I think we got out of tempo in that draft, and not that I Lily Dilly-Needis is a very impressive player, and Jada Habish, and I really hope we look at bringing them back. There's going to be a lot of battles at training camp,
right? And
they have a little bit of an edge now that they've gotten their feet wet in this league,
right?
But they were in and out of the lineup and on the reserve list. When you compare that to what Boston got out of their draft last year, which was just so much performance from almost every single round. My disappointment, I think, with last year's draft ended up being justified a little bit. This I'm feeling a lot more solid about and more optimistic.
Okay, babe, what are your last words?
I have one last word. Shocking, I know. It's pick.
Pick?
Yeah. Thank you for picking us.
I was like, pick your nose?
No. I'm happy with all of our picks and looking forward to getting to know them and love them. And great pick on this venue, Jason, our producer. And thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it for sure. So draft is still going on. There's still a few rounds. There
are not many people in the seats there.
No. Yeah, we're gonna sign off and just appreciate that we get to do this. It's so much fun and so entertaining. So
hopefully we can lighten this up.
Yeah, I will be able to light this. Okay, I think that's it. I think we're gonna sign off.
All right.
Okay. Bye. And that's the show. Tune in next time for another episode of Gloves Off Seattle.